a mi Dios que me logre curar. Sin bacanos aquí hay Adela para mucho rato. Mis negocios y la salsa van a seguir dando mientras Dios me preste vida y no me derracar. Y mientras vivan mis paisanos mexicanos, la mano les voy a echar.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining into Live with Adela. And I have some baddies in the house. What? So before I go into some little announcements, I want them to introduce themselves. Go first, Deb.
Hi, my name is Miss Ortega, CEO and owner of Chicana Strong.
Maggie.
Hi, I'm Maggie Garcia, and I'm Debbie's friend.
Awesome. So thank you, ladies, for joining me today. I'm excited about our talk and all the stuff that we're going to talk about. But before I get into that, I just wanted to make a couple of really quick shout outs and stuff. First of all, I want to say this Saturday, I need everybody's prayers. I'm going to be bartending at Atlantis on 16th Street and Thomas. So if you guys can, go join me, cheer me on. Hopefully, God forbid I get fired, because it may happen. But I do wish that you guys do show up and be there. And then there was something else, damn it.
So is it true that I heard there may be a little bit of, was it Coyote Ugly going on?
Girl, we're going to start the night off with shots. And then see if my arthritis goes away, because then I'm on top of that bar. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna remember at some point, and then we'll bring it up, because God knows, like, my mind is going about 100 miles an hour right now, because I want to kind of get to you, Debbie. Like, I'm so excited. So Debbie, I got to meet her this Saturday at the Women's Expo, and just hearing like who she is and what she does, it just, like, I was super hyped up, because it kind of fell into everything that I'm trying to do with the community and all the stuff that I was talking about. She was like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. So we were like kind of hyping each other up, and we're trying to do some new like vendors and stuff, but I kind of want her to go into what she does, what she's about, where she started from, and how she got to where she's at now. So go for it, Debbie. Take it away. It's like Johnny Carnales right now. Take it away, girl.
Thank you for the introduction. I do have to say that this weekend's the Women's Expo, hats off to the planners, organizers. There's a lot of work and time and effort that went into that. It was a very well organized event. Nikia was at Chavez and Carol Missett, and I know they had a whole team behind them helping them. But hats off to you guys for organizing that and putting people in our paths. A lot came out of that, and a lot of good things are forthcoming with some awesome people. I look forward to our next meeting tomorrow, brainstorming for our next quarterly big events that we're going to keep going throughout the community. But with all due respect, as Adela had mentioned, I just kind of want to share some information with you guys, like as far as how the concept of Chicana Strong actually got started. Just like many things, I always come up with these crazy, wild ideas. When I was younger, I remember my dad, he was in Vietnam, and he was a student at ASU, and he was very heavily involved in the community. He was a pillar of his community. He was actively involved with marching with Cesar Chavez, and with being very heavily involved in getting kids to go to school. He retired from Glendale Community College. He was an advocate for staying in school, going to school, and he would himself would go out to various communities to get kids to register for college. And I remember back then just watching him, and I thought, God, that's kind of weird. My dad is so into his Chicano kind of way. And he always had Chicano power, Chicano this, Chicano that. And I thought, I'll never be like my dad. Well, here I am,
Like
years later. Exactly. So he really laid that foundation and tradition and values in me, very old school, in a Hispanic family and community. The upbringing was, very strict, but it was always respect yourself, value yourself. Dream big, dream hard. They're achievable. You got to, if you're going to do it on your own. Don't rely on anybody else. So I had a pretty tough upbringing, but I had that mentality in work and my personal life. And I am an overachiever, so I strive to excel and do the best that I can at everything. And that kind of came into light when I met a good friend of mine out of Denver, Colorado, Manny Ariano. Hats off to you. When I started the Chicano Pride Ride here in Arizona, I know I'm going off topic, but we were talking about it, like, because he's gone on his 14th year out there in Denver. And it's like, Debbie, it's all about when you go to Disneyland, what do you get? You get people go there. What do they go there for? Not just the fun adventures, but they leave with an experience. So what are you giving those that are in your life, whether it's an event, whether it's a personal life, financial person you're talking to at the bank, what is your imprint? What are you leaving them with? And I thought about that. And I'm like, he's so right. So I felt like all my life I've kind of been doing that, whether it's like raising money for my kids, fundraisers in school. I had an opportunity to run for council person back in Peoria, but I didn't do that. So I think about that now when I plan and organize events. It's like, what kind of experience am I giving those? Because you have people watching you constantly. So that's kind of my mindset, and and like to treat everybody with the utmost respect.
And I think that's really big, because right now I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine earlier today, and we were kind of talking about what the show was going to be about. And right now, I hate how the media, how television, how music separates our culture. It really affects the way our children are being brought up. And I mean, because saying what you said about your dad, my dad was the same thing. The only thing was my dad actually fist fought Julio Cesar Chavez, because my dad was a labor contractor.
Did he win?
Huh? They were both in jail.
Oh no.
There was no winners there, but it was a big old thing, because he used to go onto my dad's fields and try to protest. And so my dad was like, but my dad was really big about taking care of the Hispanic people. He would go and he would take these, get them, we lived in California, so we were in the fields and stuff like that. So he would go and buy these houses, like these little apartments, and he would put these families into them. And then he would help them with groceries. He would do so much for the Hispanic community. So for somebody to go into his fields and tell him he's not doing it right was a huge disrespect. Yes. You know what I mean? And so I too learned from my dad, to where it was like, if you want something, you create it and you go for it. Right. And it's sad because us as Chicanos, I was telling my friend, because I have my salsa business, I go into these carnicerias. And these Mexicans, I go hard for my Mexicans, right? And I go into those carnicerias and they leave me crying, because they're like, they look at me like, you're not Mexican. Like, you know what I mean? But then they taste my salsa and then they're like, okay, this is a little Mexicanish. But they won't accept me. You know what I mean? And it's like our culture is so divided, and and that's why. And then like, it's just so much that I see with like women that are so divided. Like, instead of putting a crown, I'm like, girl, you know what? I got 3 crowns inside my car. You need to borrow some? Right. I'll put that shit on you. You know what I mean? And that's the type of influence that I want to have through our generation. It's like, stop demeaning people, stop tearing people down. Let's get these crowns, load them up in our car, and whoever needs one, let's like put a crown on everybody, because you can rule whatever you want to rule. And girl, what I see you doing with all of this, and hearing you talk, and just hearing us going back and forth in our ideas, like, oh my God, I salute you, chica. Like, I salute you.
It's hard work, as you know, it's hard work, and no one's gonna do it for you. You just got to do it yourself, right, Maggie? I mean, you've experienced that too. We've all been on our own. We've all, had to work for what we have, and it's just life in general. And times have changed. And
it has, but that's why God made people like you, like me, so we can actually make a difference. Like, one of the biggest things is called self-respect. And I keep telling people, if you don't wake up in the morning and love what you see in that mirror, and you don't appreciate what you see in that mirror, you're the only person that can change that. Right. And so I've had to learn of a lifestyle where I was used. The lifestyle before, it wasn't a great lifestyle, because I lived a bad lifestyle. I was a peleonera. I fought. I was a peleonera. I fought. Like, you know, there was nothing that was like, nobody could tell me no.
Yep.
Because I fought. And it was like, oh, no? But now I have arthritis. And so now let's talk about this shit. Like, because if I have to hurt myself to hurt you, like, this is not good. Like, let's grow up about this, people. But that's one of the things is that I want to show is that, like, we are women, we are queens, and we have so many eyes that are focused on us. Let's teach people how to communicate, you know what I mean? And so one of the, like, I mean, and how to respect ourselves, and how you could do whatever you want, whatever you're doing in your house, that's your business, girl. Whatever you want to speak, that's none of my business, and that's none of my business to gossip about you, to talk about you. The only thing that I need to ask you is, hey, how did you make that sopa? Because that shit was good. like, you know what I mean? That's the only business that I have in your household to talk about you. Anything else should not concern me unless there's something like hurting you or hurting your family. That, you know, that's big. Thank you, Angela, for agreeing with everything, girly girl. Can't wait to see you Saturday. But and I think having the fact that there's great advocate women in our community, that, and I'm glad that you decided, like, hey, let's get this and let's get it together and get it rolling. And I think us, like, there's so much tension in the community with either it's car clubs, whether motorcycles. Like, dude, everybody, the bike is just a different color. That hop, it was a big hop. Like, you got it higher. You did. High five. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing has to be a fight, but we're teaching our kids to be mad about what? Like, stuff that, I mean, the only thing you should be mad at is if you know that tomorrow you're not going to live. You know what I mean? That's the only thing you should be mad at.
You don't know when it's our last day,
girl. Like, I'm like, I be jumping out of planes like crazy, and I'm like,
why am I almost done and you're not sipping yours?
Oh my God, because I some more, because I'll talk all day, girl.
Here, it's your turn to talk. Go back on the mic.
But yeah,
I swear this was the first drink I
totally agree with you. And I think that's one thing that I've told a lot of my girlfriends and just friends, family, just in general. It's like, you know, if you don't love yourself, value yourself, you know, how are you going to do that, you know, to anybody else? And prime example, when you're doing events, or when I do events, or people come to me with an idea, I'm like, you know what? There's enough for everybody to go around. You know how many millions and millions of people live here and live throughout the United States? Billions. I mean, you're talking about billions. There's enough to go around. You know, don't cry over it. Don't complain over it. Don't go talk about somebody behind their back. Just put it into action. Just do it.
It's that easy. It's that easy. Because you know what? I love to teach, and I love to show, and I love to help. And you know what? If you don't know how to, like, I tell everybody, you have a business plan. I go into clinics all day, and I'm visiting these young girls, and I'm seeing these young girls, and I'm like, hey, you guys are babies. Think of what you want to do for the rest of your life. See what you really like. Come back to me, and I'll help you create a plan for that. Because every woman should have their own business on the side of what she's working. You know what I mean? And you find a good man to help you support that dream.
A good man. Where?
There's okay. So
never mind. That's another subject. Never mind.
Stop it, yet fun. And so one of the things is that I just said this yesterday on my live on TikTok, but I was with my friend, and she's a life coach, right? And so she's worked a lot with me and stuff, because let me tell you, I was all fucked up. And I was all, F them, F her, I'm gonna beat her, I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna
Oh my God, why are you talking about me?
But she taught me, you know, she sat there and she talked to me, and she said, Adela, you know why you keep picking the wrong people? And the reason why we pick the wrong people is because we're actually not ready to settle down, because the right person wants to settle with us. We're like, I don't know, thank you. I'm okay, thank you, mejor sola. But the thing is we have these amazing guys that try to conversate, to try to start a life with us. They're talking to you right there, love.
Thank you, I'm Merlinda.
And
high school friend.
And so there's like but we go and we pick these guys that are broken or that are messed up or that we think we can fix or that we want to grow with them and stuff like that's not you are not a mechanic, you are not a carpenter, you do not know how to fix shit. We are here to just create our own and find somebody to add to our happiness, not to take from it.
Or at least to educate, like I educate I don't want to jump in, but like me, I'm a grandmother of 7.
Ooh.
I strive to have my grandbabies do better so they don't have to struggle like I did in my life. You know what I mean? That's why I look up to Debbie a lot. Like whatever she needs, I'm like, girl, I'm ready. I've raised my kids. I'm ready. If you need me, let's go to Denver. It's a lot of fun guys over there, girl. That's why, I'm like, but no, seriously, on a serious note, like you said, you have to strive. You have to strive to be better every day. Because I was raised just like that, hardcore girl. 6 brothers, 4 sisters, and I'm the baby.
Well,
6 brothers. Whoa.
6 brothers. Hey, girl, I can fight like a man. Okay.
Well, and that's how I grew up. Was my brothers? Hard. I was the only girl out of 3 older brothers. My mom died died when I was 11 years old. She died at 37 years old of breast cancer. My dad died at 45. So I was left, and that's where the corrido comes from. That's what the other thing I wanted to bring up.
That was a good one.
So my corrido, you guys, it's not for numbers or it's not for like whatever, but I want you guys to listen to it because it's inspirational. It's helpful. It helps you understand. Like,
you gotta really listen to the word.
I went through hell. And no matter what, God went and he pulled me back out and he said, baby girl, I'm not done with you. I was like, God, look, there's like 3 billion women out there. Like, can we pick somebody else today? Like, nope. But he puts the right people at my path at the right time. And he directs me into the way that I need to go. Like, I am very blessed. Like, for the people that have come into my life, like you ladies, for one, like, I went to that expo so tired because I hadn't slept all week, and I was like,
and then who are you next to?
I know, and you guys heard me complaining the whole time, and I was like, damn.
And you're like, I want to break down.
No, sorry, Carol. I was just like, when is she gonna break out with some chips and salsa?
I was like, are we gonna exchange stuff here or what? Like, is she gonna give us something for free? Yeah. We've been talking to her all this time. Hello, we're hungry.
And talking about and food. The thing is, people have to tell me because I'm so tired of chips and
I'm like, I know she's got a bag under that table or something.
And as soon as it dawned on me, because I'm sick of chips and salsa, so to me it's like I don't want it. You know what I mean? I'm like, nobody else wants it.
I took it to work. Shit.
Did you?
Tore that shit up. You guys want to see it tastes a good salsa? Check this out.
Thank you, Violet. And let me just tell you, like some of the people, what did Violet say on there? Oh, okay. Thank you, Violet. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm just blessed because every single type of the way, even if it's a bad experience at the end of it, it just meant that you got to just move on. Right. That person already did their part. And if there's too much arguing, it means that you just have to move on. Right. And people don't get that. They want to force people to stay in their lives. They want to force. And so to me, I get mad at people and I flip out and I tell people I don't like to. So I've learned that you cannot sit there and be quiet of like you get mad. You can't just blow them off and shine them off.
Right. No,
you have to communicate why you're mad at them. Why, like I straight tell people, I don't want nothing to do with you because this really offended me. Mm-hmm. And if this is how you're going to act, just don't call me. Let's not have contact.
It's called boundaries. You got to have those.
Yeah, you do. Self-respect.
Say it all nice like that.
Huh?
You say it all nice like that?
I do. And
I need to work on that.
She needs your coach's information.
Well, because I used to flip out before. I was like, those tires, they don't need them no more. But that car, look at how pretty it looks with fire on it. But I was like, I can't be like that no more because I have grandkids that are watching me.
Yeah. They're adults now,
And I was like, those 10 years kind of like, I look at them and I'm like,
You're going to be called the crazy nana, huh?
They already called me that. They're like, Gigi, you're psycho. They call me Gigi. So that's my grandma name, Gigi. Yeah. And yes, they call me Gigi. And so, but it's just one of those things is, I can't, if you can't communicate, I can't date you. David Montoya.
Yep. And that's the whole thing. I mean, you wake up in the morning thanking God for one. And I'm not a religious person, but I am very spiritual as I wake up very grateful, one, for waking up. And then two, I pray constantly thanking for people in my life, whether I'm going through a tough time, a hard time, a good time. I'm a very firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Everything, no matter what. An ugly person, an altercation, a conflict, everything happens for a reason. Either you learn and you grow from it, and you learn how to react to that thing or that person or whatever the situation is. That's just my mentality. That's what I've learned over the years. Like yourself,
Kendra.
I too have gone through a lot of coaching in my real estate when I first started off as a full-time realtor, and then I went through a divorce. So I had to rebuild myself, and that took a long time for me to do. But here I am again, and now I have my feet in a little bit of everything. So I'm very excited about what my future holds. I'm very glad and fortunate to be giving back to the community. I feel like I'm just very, very blessed, and I thank God every day for just everything. And even you, every single person that I come across, like I just think of.
Have to be.
You do.
Like I sit there, and it's like, when it came to my salsa business, it was like my friend Tony. He tasted it and he's like, you need to do something with this. And I was like, and so then like he would try to like teach me. And I was like, well, it wasn't until way later that I got it into jarred and everything else that I called Tony back, and I was like, hey, Tony, like, I need you to come here. And boom, he jumped and like, he made it happen, but life got busy for him and he had to go his own direction. But I'm always thankful and blessed, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be at where I'm at now, Yeah. And then I have like, Logistics Maricopa, who helped me with my event. Like, I'm always going to be blessed and thankful for them and stuff. And like the Nugget crew, like there's just so many. AC, the promoter, like they all came together, and then there was Lazy Dub. Everybody just started like falling into my life when it came to the salsa product, right? And they all came full force, and they helped me grow. My friend Henry, my friend Deb, like they were doing the financial part of it and helping me. Like, God puts people in your path at the right time when you're needed. And it's not always going to be, yes, Atlantis this weekend. We're going to be there. Deb's gonna jump on top of that thing.
I was thinking I'm going to support you. I don't know about getting on top.
After this couple of shots, girl, we're gonna have to do a little routine. You know what I mean? Watch one of us fall. Shit. You better catch us, Maggie.
No, she's gonna be the one up there first.
I'll be scared of you.
It's funny because did you see those girls at the security girls over there at the show? They're gonna actually be there too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So I mean, I go to people and I don't know if you saw the post I posted today. It said, here I am sprinkling stuff on motherfuckers that don't even like me. I don't give a fuck.
No, but they're watching you.
Yeah.
They don't like you, but they're watching you some way, somehow, somewhere.
I love it. I mean, I've had people where I was working at this one place, and it was like, these women did everything. I was going through my divorce. I was going through my treatment of cancer, and these women, that's because I don't want to call them out of their name, but they were not very great women, and they did everything in their power to try to get me fired, right? But the only thing that God did was elevate me in front of them, and I got a higher position, so I could go back over there and tell the doctors, hey, they're not doing their job right.
Yeah, promotion.
Yeah, and that's why I say is, as long as you stay true to yourself, you stay faithful to yourself, and you stay as a good person, things are always going to fall into place. Like, I mean,
that's my motto. I tell people that all the time. You do good, and good will come back to you 100-fold. You do bad, whether it's talking about somebody, just name shaming, derailing, whatever the situation is. But when you do bad, and I hate to use the word because it's thrown around a lot, karma. Like, I'm not a karma talking person, but I'm sorry. But when you do bad, I mean, just think about what is that setting you up for? But when you do good, good will come back to you 100-fold. I'm a very, very firm believer about that.
Honestly, like, I sit there and I think, like, even Mike here, who does the whole production for all this stuff right here, he, like, with this group of guys right here that I don't even know how I got met up with them, but it's been a straight blessing ever since, because we've been able to set stuff up for the community. We've been able to talk. They do a lot of great work with trying to set up different, people to get their voices heard. And me, when I come out here, like, I'm always in the positive vibe to try to help people out. Sometimes when they come out here, it doesn't usually work out like the way we intend to, but it has to happen because we are real. This isn't fake. This
And you're
isn't
learning from it.
right.
You're learning from it.
I'm like, damn it, we shouldn't have drank that whole bottle of tequila.
But even if you touch that one person, whether it's something you said or did, that one person will take away something. It's so well worth it, is it not?
Wow, yeah, and that's my corrido.
Yes.
So it's when people hear my corrido and they start, like, I've had people cry when they hear it. So when they start to cry and they're like, oh my God, I felt that.
We got all
Yeah, I know.
teary-eyed. Because I understand.
Then we
that
had some
shit,
interruptions, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was an
understand it.
amazing corrido.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, so when
Very
people tell me,
proudful.
like, the fact that it hit so
Yeah.
many people, when I went to Mexico and they heard it out there and they fell in love with it, it was like, I don't care if just that people heard it, but
Yeah.
it changed their faces. It changed their
So what's next for you with that corrido? You're gonna do a video too?
The
I
vi-
could see a video coming. I could see that. Let's do it.
That's some
The video-
caballos and
it
stuff.
should
It's
be
a
done.
challenge. I'm challenging you that
The
for
video
that
will be
right
done
now.
by the end of the week. It's already done.
Wow. See, there I go. There you go. There you have it. Right up.
Girl, come on
There
now.
you go. There you go.
It was gonna happen. The thing is again, God needed to put the vision
Right.
and he put the right people. And like I said, I have Rudy who has been like working really hard. He's from Photo Tribes. And he's been working really hard to make it all happen. I mean, it doesn't like I probably threatened him a couple of times, but he's still working very hard. But it's happening, you know what I mean? And so, but we went to Mexico to do some of the shooting out there. And I wanted to try to make it as realistic as I could for myself and for the viewers to understand what I went through, what I suffered
Let's talk
through.
about Mexico. What else do you do out there in Mexico? Remember,
Hey,
you shared something
I'm
very
going to Mexico on
special.
Friday, girl. So call them and tell them I'm coming.
yeah.
She wants a federale escort too.
I want a
right,
federale.
Maggie?
So it was exciting because when I went out there on Mother's Day weekend, and I went out there for to take my daughter Angelica to go do a photo shoot out there because she's never had a photo shoot done. But when I went out there, so anytime I go to Mexico, I love to go because even when I went to the Dominican or when I went to Puerto Rico, like I go to the poorest part of the town and I go buy food and I go like to go eat with the community. Well, this time I just went and bought a full trunk of like candies, cookies, and like, drinks and, toys for the kids. And this time I was able to get it on film. And when we got there, we got pulled over. It was a whole crazy experience because my whole thing was I'm going out there and I had told everybody I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shoot with the federales out there. Like, you can't do that, Adela, because they don't play with that shit out there. And well, we got pulled over as soon as I got there because of my tinted windows. And they're like, hey, like, and they're like, what are you here for? And I was like, we're doing a video. My daughter sings with the mariachis. We're doing a video with her. And then I'm doing a video to my daughter's out. She has a corrido and we're trying to shoot a video out here for it. They're like, she has a corrido. So we put it on. So the federales, when they heard it, he started crying. He goes, you went through all of that. And I'm like, yeah. And I go, so now because it says I'm here for my Mexicanos, I came because I want to give back to my Mexicanos that are here, because this is where I started my gangster shit at.
Yeah.
And I want to come back when I came for the wrong reasons in the past, but now I'm coming for the right reasons and I want to give back.
Because they're less fortunate than we are. And for you to give, that's
so appreciative. So so they're like, we're gonna take you into the town and we're gonna go and show you. So they escorted me through the whole town. They told everybody they couldn't mess with me. I went over there, and so they escorted us into the things. And you see these little kids, they ran up to the car. They gave up so many hugs and kisses, and
that gets you right here.
Because they appreciate that. My kids here.
If I give that to my kids, they'd be like,
that's it?
Yeah.
I don't like this candy.
Or where's my Xbox or my iPhone? Right?
Exactly. And so to see that, like, it was like, And I do this. And so the last time I went out there, I sat when I was in the Dominican Republic, I sat with the viejitos out there, and I was able to go and I bought, I think it was 40 empanadas. And I sat with all the people outside the church, and we were eating empanadas and we were chilling out there. And so these people kept putting bracelets on my leg, and they're like, "Tú eres una santa de la." And so they would go and they said, "Please let us know when you're coming back. We want to give you all this stuff." And so to me, that is the biggest blessing in the world. Like all the materialistic shit in the world, I don't care about.
I
That
agree.
right there.
I totally agree with you. The reward that you feel in your heart and
Girl.
to see it, the smile on other people's faces. Yeah, that's your nickname. That's your nickname. You gonna go change your license plates?
I was like, guys, stay back from me. Porque yo sí soy santa.
You should have never told me that. I'm gonna get on my
If you don't have a bracelet, don't do it. But no, I mean, it's just like, again, like I said, like I just love to help. I'm
the same way.
And I love to make a change in the world. And that's why I think God brought us together, because to me, I talk to a lot of females. I have a lot of female friends. I have a lot of male friends. Like, God, I have like, but the one thing is I love is to grow. I like to make things happen. I love to make change. And to me, it's just huge that you have to do that. And some people don't understand the assignment. They want that money. They want to have those bagged cars. They want to have this and that. That's not like,
they want to chase the material things.
Yeah, and that's not where it's at. That's not what you're getting blessed for. But they have to learn that on their own. And I've heard some females,
you have to find or know your purpose and what your passion is and go from there. But it may take a lot to get to that point, because some people will find it and they'll know it, and some people just won't. And that's okay. That's okay. It's not for everybody to, chase their dreams and their purpose, but we all have those dreams and purpose, and you got to get up every morning and want that. You just have to want it for yourself.
And you have to kind of sit back, and you have to I was actually conversating with my friend, with one of my friends today, and my friend Jason, and I was talking to him, and I was telling him, because last year they diagnosed me with an aneurysm in the brain, right? And then there was another one, and then so and I was like, how do they keep growing? But
So what causes them?
Stress, blood pressure, and all that stuff. And
my sister died of an aneurysm.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
She didn't, but
did you guys know she had it?
No.
And
I didn't know it. She had all the signs and everything.
The headaches.
She was already bleeding from her mouth, and she was just in a terrible marriage and stuff. But he just wasn't like a normal husband, to where, hey, let me take you to the hospital or the doctor. And so when it finally happened, it was just like, it just kind of like bursted. I guess it's like a vein or something.
And they do say that you're able to get those surgically removed, and you
can catch it in time.
And but the thing is like they did, like, they were telling me, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to cut your hair. We'll go in through here. We'll do this and that. Like, first of all, my hair.
Girl, you gotta get that. Shoot.
I know I'm petty. Petty.
Like, damn.
Hold on, I'm fucking petty. We're not gonna judge me for being petty right now, okay? But the thing is when I went through my my double mastectomy because of the cancer part, So
Girl.
The inside.
You got a book too. You gotta write a book too.
So actually,
that's next.
Actually,
the book's in the process.
It's coming out next week.
You could buy it at the bookstore. Just kidding.
We'll have a Barnes and Noble
We're
signing
give her an idea,
next month.
right? And then she's like, "Oh, it's already gonna be done. Coming out next week. Books in the process. It'll be out next week." Girl, I told you not to give us this shit. I told
you. Fucking. Hold on. Let me give you guys something. But I'm just saying, like, so. One of my doctor friends, he told me, he goes, Adela, I'm going to get you this ghostwriter because I want you to write your story.
What's a ghostwriter?
I like that movie.
So a ghostwriter is somebody who writes your story for you.
Okay.
You tell them your story and they make it into that novel that you need it to be made into. So he said he's gonna pay for it because it's kind of expensive to have them. But he goes, but the profits come back with the thing, and I was like, who's gonna fucking read my book? But
a lot of people.
You'd be surprised. You'd be really surprised.
I just sit there and I'm like,
and I'm another firm believer. If the opportunity, approaches you, you just got to take it.
And
there's a reason why.
I was just talking to my friend Jason about this earlier today. That hold on, let's put some alcohol in here.
That's nothing but alcohol. It's vodka and champagne.
Hold on.
Oh my God, I was nervous. I'm good now.
I haven't eaten all day.
She hasn't eaten, so I guess who's gonna drive?
Did you see this? I'm all like this.
My limo driver is gonna drive us home today.
Right.
Yeah. That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
I had tacos already, so I'm good.
But no, like in all reality, it's just, again, I keep telling God every day, it's like, God, there's this other girl that lives like down the street that I don't see her doing nothing. Like, if you call her, I bet you she'll do it. Like, can I get a break? He's like, nope, you're gonna do this. I don't want to. But he keeps calling me, and it's just like, and I'm just like, but like, God, like, we need to not like pick me all the time, because there's other humans out there, like, you know what I mean, and they need help. And so he keeps picking me, and it's just like, I have the marketing business, I do the full-time hospice, I do the full-time salsa, I do the podcasting, and I do and then, and I was going to try to open up a nonprofit, but I'm like, you know what, Laura, like, I know we were like, but my time frame, it's like those 3 hours of sleep, maybe I should try to do that. Like,
right,
girl, there's only so many hours in a day.
And there's no sex in that. And there's no
time management.
And there's no sex in that
part. You don't have
part.
room for a man. You don't have time for a man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm just kidding. It's all time management. You make time for the things that matter to you. I know there's been a lot of times where I told somebody, oh yeah, I'll be there for your event. Oh yeah, I'll post up. And then I wake up in the morning at 5, 6 o'clock getting ready. Because for a woman to get ready to go do an event, I mean, it's very time consuming. We're worried about our hair, what we're going to wear. It's like a whole uniform.
I'm there.
And I always wake up in the morning, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Why did I say I was going to do this? But luckily I have that one person in my life that says, Debbie, you said you were going to do it. You need to get up and just do it. And I'm like, don't remind me of that. Why do you got to remind me? And that's Paul. And I appreciate for him telling me every time when I don't feel like doing something, you said you were going to be there. And I'm one of those persons that if I said I was going to be there and I said I was going to do it, I'm there and I'll do it.
Me too. That's why you
just have to.
And I'm there.
And Maggie too. She's the same thing. She's like, if I say she's like, same thing. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna do it. We're there.
If I tell you I'm gonna be there, then I'm gonna be there.
They're very reliable.
We're good. We're here. We're good.
Oh, we're real good.
Drinking the whole bottle.
And we're real good.
We're good. White tie, you see us on Saturday.
No, after about 30 minutes or so, we
So it was like really stressful at first, but we're good.
Yeah, no, we're good.
We're good.
But the thing is because when you're around comfortable people, everything it just flows out.
The minute we met her, it was like, damn, we clicked. Like, hey, yeah.
Because you know what? It's again like I love meeting people. I love doing things. The thing was I was just showing up with no hours of sleep.
And you know what? I was so jealous of you when you showed up. Because here you are. So she shows up right with her canopy and she just pops it up. She has her table, her salsa. Oh, you want to try my salsa? And here we are with the clothes and racks and bin after bin after bin. I'm like, damn, like hers is so easy. She just has jars of salsa and she just sits there like so easy. So easy. Like I think you carried all that stuff in your car, right? I have to rent a trailer every single time because I don't have an enclosed trailer yet. But I mean, so I have to, because I have merchandise. Like I have a lot of stuff.
Okay,
to show.
Talk about merchandise. Let's start showing your shit, girl.
Wait. Before I get to merchandise, though, I want to say, I want to share with everybody, how the conception of Chicana Strong came along.
Oh, right.
So I had this idea, and I always have all these brilliant ideas, but I never really put them into action. I never shared them with anybody, and they say you should never share when you have your ideas with anybody because people can steal them or whatever and they'll run with it. But so last year it was around June 5th of 2023 when I was looking through all my text messages and my history, And I came up with an idea because, like you, I had an idea. I wanted to do a nonprofit. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do a nonprofit because I do the Chicano Pride Ride, and that's for nonprofit. So when I was doing the Chicano Pride Ride, when my friend Manny said, Debbie, you should look into doing Chicano Pride Ride, all the proceeds go to nonprofit. So the way the Chicano Pride Ride works, and I got my little things here, is the Chicano Pride Ride selects a nonprofit, and that's our logo from last year.
Oh, that's nice.
Cesar Chavez.
I got that.
I can't wear that.
And this is just a hoodie, one example of one of the merchandises that we were selling.
That's nice.
Chicano. And the women would say Chicana on it.
They have
So-
Chicano and it's Chicana.
Remember that?
So the way that came into play, he's like, Debbie,
Yes, you did.
what did you do?
Remember when
You
I
told
was?
us it was medium and that motherfucker was hot.
You
I
were
was like,
telling everybody
hey,
that though, the
you ever eat
salsa, because they're all
You
like,
ever salsa in the back of your fucking ears are burning? That's what she gave me, and I'm like, she's like, hey
I
girl,
know
how
you were
was
doing
it?
that to everybody.
No, she goes, hey girl, how was it? And I was like, it's fucking bomb, girl. But in the back of my ears, it was like burning,
On
and I'm like,
fire.
that's.
She's like, oh, but you're
I was like,
Chicana,
that
you can
shit's
handle
good.
it.
But it's like, it's hot, right?
You're
So-
Chicana Strong. I hate this Chicana
That's what I
Strong.
said. I said, I'm fucking Chicana
No.
Strong. This shit ain't shit.
Yeah, you saw her shirt. So when you poured it, you knew it. She knew it before she poured it. She's like, she can handle this. She can handle it. Like,
You
she's
told me,
like,
you told me it was medium. You told that person it was mild. That shit was hot. You gave me.
I won't even say what ethnicity was that person that was it for you that tasted it when she said it's mild. Then she saw you, she's like, oh, she can take it.
But for everybody,
Oh, bitch, you Chicana Strong? All right, I'll do that. Okay, here you go, girl. Here you go. Here's a bag of chips.
but it was so funny because everybody was all like, "This is really hot." I was like, "That's the medium. Wait till you taste the hot one." And I was like,
That shit was hot.
"Oh, hold
No,
on."
later on. There was like hours later, girl. She looked at the jar and she's like, oh, this is hot. You don't say. What is it thinking? We're all tasting.
So did you do that on purpose, or were you still tired from the day before?
think
You
she was
said
tired.
because I was tired too. I was really tired.
I thought I fucking knew what I was doing.
Yeah. I know, and Maggie's like, yeah, she gave me a chips, and I'm like, damn, she doesn't even give me any bags of chips or salsa. Like, and we're hungry.
But I hooked it up at the end.
Yeah, you did. She
I did.
She
Hey,
did.
girl.
Yeah, we all ate. It was
Work.
And then the baby that was with you guys, I made sure she ate. I gave her my food that they brought me. I was like, the baby has to eat. Like,
Everything was great that day.
yes.
I mean, it
And I'm
was.
sorry to cut you off, but keep
No,
on
no,
going.
no.
Keep on going. And then what's the next
I
shirt?
forgot where we left off.
The shirt.
Oh, well,
We
so
did
I
the-
want to get back to the conception of Chicana
Okay.
Strong. So it was back in June 5th. I used the same artist that I used for my Chicano Pride Ride logos because he's a tattoo artist out of California. So I said, hey, Gabriel, like, I have this idea. Like, so what I did, I'm going to share some screen prints here that nobody here has seen ever. I don't think I've shared this with anybody, not even my kids. So here I came up with,
I'm sorry, I just read that.
how do you see this? Can you see it?
Yeah.
So here's
Isn't
my
that the guy with
sketch.
the flowers?
That's how I
Like that?
hand wrote everything. So I put my writing down, I put my idea down, on paper. So that's the first one is on paper. I'm like, I have this idea, and then I kind of researched it. Nobody had it, and then I came up with the second picture, what I kind of wanted, and then it morphed from there. So going back and forth with my tattoo artist, I'm like, no, she's got to be like drop dead gorgeous, And I told her the hair, the eyelashes, the jawline, the lipstick, the everything. So we fine tuned it like about 100 times, and it morphed into what is currently here.
That's me, girl.
So
Who took my mola?
It's the eyeliner,
it's
girl.
like my granddaughter actually. So yeah, so June 5th of 2023 is when I came up with the original idea, and then I was like, damn, I'm like, okay, now what do I do with it now? So going on almost a year, and then the Ladies First Movement Club came out, Ladies First Car Club.
That shit was
Aurelia
badass.
and her team, Danae and the girls there were amazing. Like, hey, we're having a Ladies First Movement. I'm like, right on, perfect time to launch that. Yeah, let's do it. So that's when I actually launched the idea, because it's a lot of work when you go into merchandise and apparel and printing and screen printing and finding the right people to do your stuff. And So that's when I launched it, was in March of this year. And after that, I wasn't expecting the results that I had, but it just like exploded.
It was like the first car show on Jackson, right?
On Jackson, yeah. And
I had
hats
to be
off
there,
to
girl.
Aurelia and her team once again, the ladies' first car club.
It was
They were
awesome.
the first, from what I understand, the first car club to actually get it permitted and
Jackson.
allowed, the whole event to go on, and it was amazing. It went off really, really well, and I did really well there.
Yeah.
I did.
But tell
I
them
did.
how. Like you're on your ride. They're going from ride to ride, girl. I'm in this
Yeah.
big ass truck with all the merchandise.
Like,
right?
Maggie, I need you to help me because I ride a motorcycle, so I can't
She
be
rides a motorcycle,
merchandising
okay?
and doing
So
the
how's she gonna
motorcycle
take
at the
all this
same
shit?
time.
I drive a Honda Accord, okay? So she's like, I rent this truck. And I'm like, all right. So I show up at her house. And then I was like, is that your truck? Like, that's a big fucking truck. Like, it's big, you know? And she's like, yeah, okay. So we're going to go to this first spot. What was that first spot?
Oh, I was in Avondale. It was, oh my God, I'm trying to blank. And we used to have bike nights there all the time.
It's
Casa de Plata.
Casa de Plata. Okay. So I put it in my MapQuest and, I'm nervous because I got all this merchandise in the back of the truck, right? And I'm like, oh my God, like, where do I park this big ass truck? Like, in my hood, it's like, if I park shit with merchandise in the back of the truck, that shit's going to be gone. Okay. So I was like, where do I park it? I'm like nervous, So, she's already there and she's in the bike and shit. And I'm like in the truck and I'm like, this is my first time, like I have all her stuff. And I'm like, I feel like I'm responsible for it. So I'm like, okay. So I call him like, Debbie, where do I park it? So we parked there. And then from there, that wasn't even shit. I had already had a mimosa. So then I had to drive all the way down to Jackson, right? And I didn't know where I was going. Like I worked downtown, but I didn't know where the cruise was at, right? Like, where do I go? Like, where are the vendors and all this stuff? Then I had to set up all this, but it turned out so good, girl. By the end of the night, like, I had a lot of drinks and stuff. So we sold a lot of merchandise, and it was so successful for her. And I feel like blessed that I'm a part of it because she does so. She's only one little person, but she has to be at all these different places. And so if she could depend on me to do that, then I'm there, girl. And besides that, I get to go sightseeing, girl. I'm like, all right, who's here?
And everybody though. We go there, she's knowing everybody.
I know
even Carol
missed
missed it. She's like, oh my God, you got to invite her to the Women's Expo. She's a good salesperson. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, because that's what I do at work. Like I take money all day at work, and I felt like I was on work mode. I was like, "Hi, how are you doing? Are you here to pay your taxes? Oh, never mind. What size do you wear?
But that's the thing is you have a strong group behind you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You have that.
I do have to say I roll with the posse, and a lot of it comes from the motorcycle community. Like I love every single person that God has put in my life. I mean, there's people that I've met that stay in your life for a reason. There's people that you meet for a reason. They come and go. They pop in and out. You can brainstorm and throw things off of each other. And God, there's just so much I could talk about because I was never around motorcycles ever.
But one thing I have to say though, and you said something earlier that kind of that I kind of disagree with, and it was the whole don't tell nobody about your idea because you don't, you know what I mean? I go and I sit there and I go and I tell everybody my fucking idea because I'm like, damn it.
No, but you don't want nobody to take something like this.
But the thing is this right here was meant for her. There is not one person that she could tell this to that can duplicate it.
Right.
Or they could even make it as powerful as her. Mm-hmm. And so to me, like even with myself, that I have people that call me all day, like, hey Adela, this also, I got you, I'll help you. You know what I mean? And I have friends that like, that make it too and they sell it, like go for it, do it. Like they're like, hey Adela, like, and to me, make yours. You know what I mean? If you need to learn how, just know that if you want to get into the distributing like I do, it's going to cost a fucking lot of money.
It costs a lot of money.
And you're going to cry a lot.
I was.
So, and to me, it's a whole crying thing because you're going to lose a whole lot more than you're gonna win.
Right.
And it is like the worst.
It's the startup of a new business. It really is. And people don't get that. The
And-
startup of a new business or concept is very, very, even the Chicano Pride Ride, all the proceeds go to nonprofit, but I have a lot of expense that I put out of my own pocket just because the proceeds go to the
you know how many salsas
nonprofit.
I give away? Like, I'm like,
Exactly.
they're
I give
fucking-
away stuff too.
I'm like, they're fucking,
Yeah.
they're fucking,
And people don't get that.
yeah. I'm like, damn, they're hungry. Let me,
Yeah.
like, you know, I go to the side.
We were hungry.
You got fed. Stop it. Stop it. I gave you guys a big old bag of chips. Damn it.
You gave me a bag of salsa, I put that shit in my bag.
I know she didn't share. I was like, damn, Maggie.
I was
I'm gonna go
advertising
get
for
my
you.
own salsa.
Yeah, I was advertising
But
for
she's
you
like,
at
oh,
my
it's
work.
good. I'm like, well, what's she gonna offer? Like for some free chips and salsa? I was like,
But I did. And the green
Yeah.
salsa's coming out real soon. And that's
What
what
is it?
the green salsa, my green one.
Oh, I thought I said Greek. I'm Greek.
No,
girl.
so the green salsa is going to be coming out really soon, and I can't wait for it because everybody says they like the green more than they like the red, but I don't know it. I don't know because
I don't-
You guys have tasted the green and red.
No.
which one? The green? Is your
But it
favorite?
depends how you were raised. My mom never. My
And
mom
you
never,
taste my green salsa.
Girl, my mom never went to buy a damn tomatillo ever. It was always like fresh or whatever.
Then
No,
how come you don't
you're-
make your own salsa?
I do make salsa. Girl.
How come
I
you
take
don't
to
jar
work.
it and sell it?
I don't know, girl, because I need to be I need an
This is why you're
entrepreneur.
here. This is why you're here.
But
Am I not right? This is why you're here. Like
hate
I have
cooking,
no
though.
problem. Like I had a friend of mine. Like, hey Debbie, I have this idea. You know what? Let's meet. How can I help you? Let's just do it. You know, set up
Look
the
at-
pages and everything else, and
Oh,
let's just
I
do it.
love it.
See, there you go.
See, when it comes to the green salsa, everybody's
Girl, and that was the one that was across when we were on Jackson.
She's like, you're drinking this instead
I'm like,
of
remember the Monte Carlo across
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah,
us?
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
blue one?
Mhm.
That's her.
Angelina, Angel helps out with everything. Let me tell you, this girl was ready.
Remember she said, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people.
She was the
I
one
know
running
you do.
around most at my car show. She was getting shit
Yeah.
together. She was
Yeah.
she right there. She's another fucking blessing. Like I can't thank God enough for
Yeah.
her because of the
Is
day.
that what you're talking about right now?
Angel, she fucking went all out for my event. Like, hey Adela, what do I got to do? How can I
Badass.
help you? How can I do this?
Yeah.
And she like,
good
and-
job.
and that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
right.
Women empowering women. Like she saw that I was there for an agenda, and she went without like, Maggie, I love your ass. And,
I'm like,
but she went out
I
there
love you too, girl.
without an agenda, but to go and help make that event successful.
Mhm.
And that's the type of people. And you may not find it in your circle,
Right.
but guess what? God will always put them in your
Yes.
path,
I
and
agree.
you will find them, and they will go and they will hit, and it'll
Debbie
happen.
stuck with me. She stuck with me. And then I gotta be the number one.
And I
friend.
love her. Like, and
She's
like,
like my
she's
number-
like a God blessing to me. Like, honestly, like, so, you know, I ride the motorcycle. So a lot of times when I go to events, people are like, oh, but can you just come post up your, they don't even want to see me. Can you just come post up your motorcycle? Can you just like, or put it
Yeah.
out there,
And you're
just
like this.
promote it. Just promote it. So now, you know, I got the motorcycle thing, but now I got my brand. So I'm like, damn, like, which is it? You
It's
know,
hard for her to be at two places. at
yes,
one time.
exactly. Like I can't
So-
fit my motorcycle into the trailer. So am I going to do? So when I went to Denver, prime example. So did I take the
She didn't take me
motorcycle?
to
Did I take my
Denver.
merchandise?
She didn't take me
So
to
next
Denver.
time, next year. So it's a lot of that I got to
Yeah.
play these things. Do I want to ride in the event? Do I want to share in the event? Or do I want to sell merchandise? So, and I got a lot of people, they always like, hey, Debbie, you know what? We have people to help you. So don't get me wrong. I have people that are willing to help and that I've stepped up to the plate
Yeah.
all the time. And I love them to death and I cherish them. And I'm so grateful and thankful for them.
Thank you,
and
baby.
I pay them well. You know, I pay them, you know, like, thank you for your time, whatever it is. Time.
I get the
appreciation,
merchandise. I'm
like-
happy with that. You don't gotta pay
I
me.
love-
Shoot.
I
I love my merchandise. Shoot.
thank you, Angelina.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, like right here, when I got this shirt, I was like, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I felt it because you know what? It came with love. And
It did.
And that's how she is.
I'm a very giving, generous person. I am.
If you have a little girl and you come up to her
Oh my God.
and you're doing that, girl, she's like, Maggie, you'll go get her size.
Yeah.
So I got grandkids and kids, girl. I'm like, oh, she's small, extra
Yeah.
small. I'll go get it, and you know, you
It's
can't
like
pay
you, like you
her.
said, you give
Like,
out
you tried to
more
pay
probably
her
than what
for
you're
the shirt.
selling.
You can't
Something.
pay her for that. If she feels that she wants to give it to you, girl, you gotta take it.
Mhm.
You gotta take it because that's how she is.
I'm not. To me, it's like anything that it's hard for me to take without. You know what I mean?
Because you're a giver. I'm the same way. I'm a giver. I'm not a taker.
Yeah, and it's just
like
you
you.
guys
You're
saw
a
me.
giver.
You
You're a
guys saw me
taker.
at that event. No, how much? Like, stop it. Stop playing.
I know Carol did the same thing. No, Debbie, I'm not paying. No, you're
Yeah.
not gonna pay for it. This is me. Like I love
Yeah.
you and I appreciate you being around me and teaching me, and I'm
Right.
learning from you as well. You know, we're bouncing stuff off each other.
Contacts and
I have
friends,
no
new friends.
problem
Shit,
giving
girl,
to
we
people.
just met that day, and we're like, girl, we're going to Atlantis. Or we're gonna go here. We're gonna go there. Yeah, you know.
And
And
we have to
we're gonna
support
do
each
big
other.
things.
And
Yes.
that's what makes me happy because that's how you grow strong. That's how you build a stronger community. That's how
Yeah.
you make things happen. Because you know what? Like again, like I said, like I've heard girls that go and cuss out other girls for a guy. And I'm like, bro,
Girl, take my headache, please.
I'm like, if you know what, like if he even like
Cheers.
Cheers to
Like
that.
I'm
This
almost
cheers.
like-
well, that is just like
You
retarded.
can have my headache, girl.
I'm like, dude, I mean, it was good, but the game, like, there's more. Like, it
Mhm.
was, keep it.
keep it. Not
Keep it.
just keep it.
Girl, it's like
Oh, there's more to it?
I'm sorry, this is appropriate, but you ever had a hemorrhoid and somebody just take it out your ass? You want to put that hemorrhoid back in your ass, girl? No, take it, please. I want to be comfortable. I want to be at peace.
Yeah.
And
happy.
it's
Take it.
It's
You know?
it's a hard thing to be
It
at
is.
peace. But you know what? Like, I thank God that I finally found my peace. I found
Mhm.
the love that I have for myself.
Yeah.
I found the
Because it's how do you go to sleep at night? Like, do you want to go to sleep feeling miserable because of the bad shit that you're thinking or
Right.
saying about somebody? Or do you want to go to sleep at night with peace, knowing that, you know what, I had a good day. You know what? I learned, you know,
Yeah.
I apologize, you know, I forgave people, I did my best. So how do you want to go to sleep at night and wake up in the
But
morning?
you know what's crazy, and I have to say this is because so I work for nothing but doctors, right? And so I'm a part of this group. It's called Arizona Latin Medical Association, and so I hang out with the doctors' wives and just like all of these doctors, and one of the biggest things is we have these big old galas, and these galas is like
Oh,
we
I
go-
like those.
Yes.
You get all fancy.
yeah, we get all
Yeah.
fancy.
That's
we-
another thing we talked about. That's one of my ideas, but I don't want to share
Hold
it.
on,
You-
Tomorrow we have a lot of plans. So let's do it
Yes.
tomorrow, and then the next
do?
one.
What plans, girl? Wasn't included in the.
No, you are, but
But you don't know about it till
You don't
after
know.
the show.
Okay.
But so one of the things is the doctors' wives and the doctors that were there, like they are the ones who like Adela, you're too good for this. You got to move up from here, and they groomed me. They taught me.
Yes.
They showed me because these women look like they came out of the damn novela, and they walk with grace. They help and they love and they share.
Mhm.
And so being around them so much have taught me.
It empowers you.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that's who I want to be. That's where I want to go. And so that was one of the biggest things that I
And I
found.
drink water all day, so I'm thirsty.
Hold
It's
on,
not
okay.
even Thursday. Us girls, like we have a crew of us that
I
get
just- 'cause
together
I didn't
once
drink water
a
all
week.
day, so I'm like I'm really.
And we
thirsty.
usually meet at Rick's and have like a Thursday or last
It's-
week.
it's-
Last week.
It's with the
was-
tea.
whew.
We're with the tea right now. Tuesday.
Last week was a mess.
it
We had
Tuesday?
Taco
I thought it was
Tuesday. Wait, I
Wednesday.
got to share my Taco Tuesday experience last week.
Okay.
It was one of the girls'
Oh,
birthday,
shit,
unexperienced,
She got a bag back there.
unexpected. Oh, damn.
Oh, you still have
I'm
some
supposed to go to work tomorrow, girl.
But prime example, just last week we met at Carumba's at Westgate, and it was a Taco Tuesday, and it ended up being like, I don't know, like 10 of us or so.
Is that what Norma
Virginia's
was
is for
talking about?
Virginia's birthday. Yeah. Next thing you know, we're at Carumba's having tacos, and their margaritas are very toxic and dangerous. So I'm just warning you right now, you can only have one because two will get you like really kind of like drunk or buzzed.
I've hung out with all of them, and I don't go to work the next day.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I always have to go
So
to work.
luckily my limousine driver is driving us home after this because all we've been drinking is straight alcohol.
No, we haven't. There's Moscato.
no.
It's Moscato. Is it Moscato
Tito's. I thought it
alcohol?
was tequila, but it's vodka.
But Moscato is alcohol.
In whose eyes? The Lord said, let there be Moscato.
No, the Lord. Bring over your Bible, go.
I don't recall Moscato being in the Bible.
It was just kind
A
of
form
like,
of holy water.
This is how we were the first day that we met you. It was like
Mm.
the minute we met you, it was like, damn, you know,
It is.
there's women that you meet and you know that they're
There's something more.
like there's like
It's there for a reason.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say hater or whatever because
They
I'm
have
not
an attitude.
entrepreneur. I'm not like.
Do we not talk about that? We all have haters.
but it's okay because
It's
that's
okay.
what pushes us.
I agree.
It's okay.
Yes, it is, David. It is. It is whatever you said
Hey.
it was.
El David, ¿quién es el David?
And David, he's a fan today, guys. He's a fan.
Shout out to David. Thank you, David.
Thing today.
And
I think it's Debbie.
David's got to go to Atlantis on Saturday.
yes, he already said he was.
Okay.
So really quick too, Yepa,
Yepa.
he makes these, and so he's at all the events.
Oh yeah, Louis.
Have you guys ever seen Big Fat Greek Wedding? Yepa. Yepa. That's
What is-
every time.
What
I
are you
wouldn't-
looking at your cup for? What are
I
you
know
doing?
because I'm always like lower than you guys.
Well, no, because you just filled me up. You're
I
just
know, but
barely a little
look.
bit. Just let her fill you up with that. Moscato dip.
Give me some of yours.
Hey, shit,
I
girl,
know what you
no,
said.
no. I got you
You
back.
got this fucking whole bottle.
It's okay, girl. We'll be even. We have to be all even.
I'm fucking low.
Okay, well, okay.
Okay, keep on going with your product.
So I got merchandise. Like I have a lot of stuff I had to bring today. She's telling me, "Oh, bring this, bring this." But like,
girl,
I've been
She
through
got
so
a lot
much.
of shit.
I wish I do.
A lot of shit.
I do. I do.
Tell them
I know.
all the stuff you brought. So you're at the
So
Capitol. Tell them about the Capitol. So she's writing, right? And me and Jealousy. Jealousy got to give props
yeah,
to Jealousy.
I love my
Jealousy's
girl
got the
Jealousy. I
badass
love you,
fucking
Jel.
blue bike.
Celosa.
Pinche
Soft
celosa.
tail.
She's always celosa.
Yeah.
So we're together, right? And then I'm, it's early in the fucking morning. Excuse my language.
It's always 5:30, 6 o'clock in the
Early
morning.
in the. Oh no, that day Jealousy showed up late. Remember?
Who cares? It's so
But
in that time frame. It's still
So-
early.
So it's early in the morning, right? So we're downtown Phoenix, right? At the Capitol, right? And across the street they're having that. So that they're protesting and all that. That
You can
whatever.
tell him what if your kid, or what if
Your daughter got raped.
No. I'm not even gonna talk about that shit because we didn't. talk
Yeah,
about
that's
that
a whole
crap.
nother subject.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, we
So,
don't wanna
anyways,
go there.
we're there. I'm talking about all our shit that she brought, right? So
I
it's
do,
in the
I-
back of the truck, and it's early in the morning. We haven't had coffee, we haven't had breakfast and shit. And Debbie's riding, right? She's riding, and all of a sudden, I was like, Jealousy, like, we got sweatshirts and shit. It's gonna be hotter than shit today,
No.
So we're just like unloading shit, and then so like I don't like to be, I don't like to give her ideas or nothing, but I was like, Debbie, we're like in Arizona, right? Southern fuck today, like bring out the tank tops, tank tops, and she has so much stuff.
I
She
do.
has like the baseball stuff, right? Girl?
Go big or go home. It's go big or go
I'm gonna
home.
buy a cap from you.
Girl,
Go
and
big or
she's
go
got
home.
the,
That's in the works. I'll have that
she
this
has
week.
so many styles. She just came out with what was the one?
The camouflage.
The camouflage one. Yes. So like she has so much stuff. And then, girl, from that day, check
I
this
love
out.
that.
Okay, so from
My
one
son's
day,
in the military.
it's an extra
I'm gonna
large
have to
girl
buy
'cause
that.
I'm taking it home.
Can you
No,
guys
no,
do
just-
a front
Yeah, I'll do it.
up close? That's just limited edition, but I am gonna come out because
Okay,
like
so from
yeah.
the Capitol, what was the next event from the Capitol?
God, there's been
You didn't have her.
so
You didn't have
many.
youth, or
No,
did you?
it was,
You already did have
the
youth.
Capitol was I had youth then.
So from one, okay, I know what it was. So remember when we had the
My
cruise
whole merchandise is in
on
that bin right
Jackson?
there.
From that day on, she didn't have youth. And then the next one that we had, she already had youth.
She had me.
No, but like, okay,
Ya
so
estás
we,
bien borracha.
look at la chingada, girl. Why you guys leave? Going to me here talking this shit by myself, oh, pendeja. She's all at the, okay, Debbie, so I just forget it. No, okay, I'm I'm trying to be like her, what do you call that? Somebody that,
Advocate.
Well, I have.
Oh, I like that right there. Chicana Strong.
that. I still gotta
That's
get
a
that
big
one,
seller. That was my number one seller in Denver.
and I don't have it yet, girl. But I'm gonna get it today. So estoy hablando por nada, girl.
You're good. We hear you.
I put all that stuff out. Okay,
I think.
Go big or go home.
that's right.
That's what I do. That's my mom. You name it. What do you want?
What do you
I
want?
want
You
that
want
white
youth? You got a little kid?
I want that
Small-
white beater.
A what? White beater?
Feeder.
That's a razor back, girl. Come on, get white beater.
I want a beater. If it says beater, I'll do it.
The crap. I gotta go to the gym before I wear the crap. Okay. So everybody's just gonna see me being an alcoholic, so I'm just gonna turn this way. She has so much stuff.
You know who David is? The one who said that. Never mind.
God damn, she don't even know what the hell she's talking
Yes,
about.
I do.
It's okay, girl. Those are the new ones. Tell her.
This is the summer.
That's the summer apparel.
And I honestly believe that Debbie's going to be doing her own podcast soon. So that's going to be in the making.
Yes.
Girl, you barely got our ass here today. Slow
It's
down,
already 8
girl.
o'clock. What time did we say? 6.
Yeah, we could go a little bit more.
So yeah, so my plan was trust me, I got hoodies in blue, white, maroon, tan. The tan is the most popular collection right now. The summer collection, I have people ask for the white beaters, but it's a white tank top, the silver. I call it silver because gray is more like a mesh gray, and that's not a mesh gray. It's more of a real true like gray. It's not the, what do you call the gray that some people call it? I don't know what it is, but it's like a blended gray. It's not a blended gray. It's a solid gray. And then I got the two-tone colors. I got sports bras coming up.
So, like, if people are watching right now and they want to order this stuff, like, how do
Right
they order
here.
it?
She already had it.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in at the end of the show. Mike here is really good at putting posting right afterwards, so they know how to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the website is chicanastrong.net is my online shopping store. And then I got my Facebook, I got my Instagram and my TikTok page
your
where
business
I
cards,
post
everything
my events where I'm going to be. So if you want to come shop in person, that's where it's at. And honestly, like I've been so overwhelmed with the out of state stores because riding the motorcycle, I got to kind of backtrack. So riding the motorcycle wasn't designed to be a show bike, but I was fortunate enough to make contacts where I've been a part of the Vatos and Viclas and Thank You Trip, even though he's not here. And I'm sure there's people listening that are going to say, oh, she talked about you. I'm not talking about you in a bad way, but he did give me the opportunity to launch my first all women, female ladies, Latin ladies calendar back in 2016, 2017. And people have followed suit after that. But it was all females, and all the profits went to Carol Missett's nonprofit group at the time, which was Phoenix on Cloud 9. And then after that, it kind of transformed where I just got to meet people in the industry. So I've done the Albuquerque, the Via Pando scholarship run. That's another big, good one, and it's all motorcycle related. And then I've done the Denver, of course, Chicana Pride Ride. Hats off to them in Denver. They do an awesome, amazing job. I've done the El Paso border run, Fishtails, Michael Mendoza, thank God to him, I met him, and it's just everything's just kind of escalated. So God put all the right people in my life for a reason. I could honestly say Viclasos, I've done all the big rides, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of all of them. And I'm very grateful for everybody like in the motorcycle industry that I've made those contacts with, because I've really grown.
Well, the thing is the motorcycle industry is like a really big industry to begin with. It's huge.
It's not that big as you think. Ben with Loco, I remember meeting him with Trip back in the day. Chicano Yank, I remember I met him in Hollister, and we were talking about that when I saw him in Denver. He was selling things out of his saddlebag.
Whoever did the artwork on that chola is badass.
Yeah. I made a point to make sure that she was very beautiful. I'm like, nope, she's got to be drop dead gorgeous. Like we went back and forth on her so many times. The eyelashes, the jawbone, the lips, everything. So yeah, I'm very proud of her.
Let me start doing my job.
I'm thinking that I'm at Atlantis.
You need the practice. You need the practice.
You don't want to get fired,
Girl,
right?
I get tip money.
So I'm very grateful for all the people I met in the motorcycle industry. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people, but Thudi does the El Paso border run. He does a great run. I'm going to do that in September.
Yeah.
I do all the big motorcycle events, and I'm very grateful for all of them.
Denver. That I'm going to next year.
Yes, definitely. And I do have to say, besides that, I like to coordinate a lot of the female ride groups too. Like every year we have a female international ride day. So last year, can you post this one? Can you share this and up close? So I did do last year, we did a Feliz Dia de las Madres y Reinas. And I spelled Reinas on purpose wrong because that's actually my Nana. I have 5 living generations, and that's actually my Nana's maiden name. I understand that Reina should be spelled differently, but I wanted to incorporate all of my closest friends and girlfriends that actually ride a motorcycle, and those are all their bikes on that flyer.
That's it.
So we met at a location, and we all rode in together.
Oh, girl, I'm buying one.
We all rode in together, and we had brunch at the Wigwam. It was a really nice event. And like I said, I go all out. I had the little ducks with the crowns on them. We've done a Christmas event. We had like 25 to 30 ladies. We did the sexy Santa thing. I do an annual girl,
I wish I would have been.
I did an annual Christmas party bus where we dress up in pajamas or whatever the occasion is. So like I do a lot of events outside of just a nonprofit.
Like going with you. I loved it. It was amazing.
I do a lot of stuff. I stay really, really busy.
It was amazing.
And a lot of it, as you know, it's all out of your own pocket.
It is.
People aren't usually paying for this. I mean, but I put a lot of money out of my own pocket just because I want people to have that experience. And I want to create those memories. And I know Manny always talks about that. You got to create those memories because when you go and you're 6 feet underground, what are you going to have to take with you?
And that's one of the biggest things that I preach on is what is Bella said?
She says I have both in my family, Infidel Nation MC and Vejito CC El Paso.
Sweet.
Oh, that's Violet?
Yeah.
That's El Paso border run. Thudi out there does El Paso.
Yeah.
I love El Paso.
Yeah.
But
I got Annette Barraza out there. She's with the MC, and I love her and her husband Mondo. Like nothing but respect for all those El Paso people.
nice, David. But I mean, and it's just one of those things. It's like, again, a lot of times I do a lot of crying because a lot of it does come out of the pocket. And you figure, but I've learned
crying.
Crying.
Oh, I thought you said, huh?
Remember, it increases blood pressure.
Oh.
That's a joke we got going on in our girls group.
So,
It's not a joke, but it's for real.
No. So
I'm sorry, I couldn't help, but I saw Maggie crossing her legs right now, and I had to go to the doctor for a freaking sty in my eye, which another girlfriend of mine had that. So I have fake eyelashes,
we're in a group.
ones
we're
on
in
right
a
now.
group, right? So every morning we have.
I had to go to the doctor yesterday for a sty in my eye, and I was crossing my legs, and the doctor told me, "Don't cross your legs," and I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because it increases your blood pressure." I'm like, "Oh my God, I learned something today. I had no idea. Did you know that? Crossing your legs increases your blood pressure."
And what did one of the girls say on that?
That's why we don't cross
That's
our
why
legs.
I didn't cross my legs. That's why I had 3 kids. Remember? Who was that said that?
It's the little things. It's the little things. Like if we would have crossed our legs when we were
Girl,
smaller.
I swear I heard you say something else right now. It's probably because I have like so many of these. I know, Tito, pinche Tito. Blame it on Tito.
Are you keeping us on track? Where were we at?
I'm just
Hi.
I'm keeping you on track. I'm keeping the DD on track. So somebody
Designated driver.
I'm good.
My limo driver's outside.
Yes.
Was it the words? Maybe it was the words that were said.
But I think in all reality, like, I mean, going back on track, because we never stay on I fucking that
Girl, you want to stay on track? Do not give us
Alcohol without eating. That's
she's
a
not gonna eat
requirement.
shit.
Yep. When you come here, you got to eat before you drink alcohol. How about that?
I went through Filiberto's. I'm not gonna lie.
But I feel I haven't said anything obnoxious.
You didn't. You're good.
Girl.
All right.
Okay, so can we cut?
So do you have like a star,
Yeah.
like a bong or something? Like whoever says bad words, like bong, like her.
And do you guys have like bleeping shit? 'Cause I
Like
like a lot of shit.
you're live. You're live. It's live.
I'm
People.
live.
So was it like that? The
You're
live
alive.
video for who was the football player that we just had? What's his name? Brady, Tom Brady roast. When are we gonna do that live? When are we gonna roast? Like
I will roast all kinds.
But I heard he got mad. He got mad about a lot of people when they said
roast, you're
stuff.
gonna be roasted.
Oh, that's the other thing. So I talked to my guy at Stir Crazy at Westgate.
You guys better go to Atlantis.
So yeah,
Are you
we will,
really
we
gonna
will.
go there?
Yes, I did. I told
damn
my
it,
people
shit.
that I wanted to go there. I'm gonna make a point to be there. Trust me, I'll be there. So I made a point to reach out to my contact at Stir Crazy. You know Manic, right? Hispanic. So he has a Stir Crazy he does once a month. And so when we had the Guadalupe car show, oh my God, her Cicia, I love you, girl. So Cicia and Maggie, oh my God, they had us laughing the whole time because I had actual like 10 by 20 area. So you weren't there, but we had like so we had like a sitting area where people would just come and hang out and chill. And that's what I want. I want to have an area people can come and chill and just sit there and just hang out and take in everything. That's why I did the benches. I did the bar top tables because I
Girl,
want
she got-
people to chill.
You got benches with this shit on it. Like you
And
sit your
chair
ass on
covers.
this shit.
And chair covers. I have
And
chair covers.
girl, from like
and
every time I
everything.
see
Like,
her and we do a new event, she got new shit. And
it's
I'm
about
like, oh,
branding,
yes.
it's about branding.
Yes.
Look, I brand everything. Here's
Yes.
when I
And
was
then-
riding my motorcycle.
let me
I
tell you
brand.
something
Like,
that So I just went to do this course on branding because that's what I'm doing with my Adela's Enterprises, right? And one of the things that I learned about branding, it's the product, like the pictures that you have, the way you, the logos and all that. That's not what's branding is you.
how you carry yourself. I
It is.
hear
Who
that
you
from a lot
are.
of people.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
who you are and what you represent.
Right.
And so that's why I had to step back. And it was like when they taught me this and they said, Adela, like your product is you.
Yep.
And so if you're not going to stand with your product, then you ain't shit.
Right.
So to me, it was like, fuck. So, okay, I'm Adela and I know what I stand for. My full name is Adelita. And so you know what an
You
Adelita
have
is.
to like transform your way
Yeah,
of thinking
you-
and how you behave
you
and
have to.
everything you do.
And it's crazy because it's like, you know, one of my friends, she tells me all the time, I call her or she'll call me and she'll be like, Adela,
I'm gonna start calling you in the morning.
Yeah, she calls me and she says,
No, I call you my son. I'm gonna pray every morning. I'm gonna get down every morning.
that's what he does. I'm just kidding.
Or he should be doing it. I hope he's doing it.
I wish there was a he.
Maybe we'll work on that on Saturday at Atlantis. Hey, I'll take some bids. I'll take a tip jar.
Okay, wait.
Hey, we're
Did
gonna
you-
raffle.
Debbie
We
was
can raffle
saying
you off
about
like
my
a date or
comedic
whatever.
career.
Oh yes. I forgot. So yeah, so I organized like they have her and Cece. I hope you're listening, or somebody's
Cece.
gonna forward this to her. So
You
I
know the one
organized
that
because they were
sings and
so
stuff?
funny in Guadalupe. Like, oh my God, we need to do a comedy show. We're gonna do a comedy show. It is sick. I know the girl is absolutely beautiful. She looks like that on everything, including my shirts. Even though my shirts don't
Debbie.
show her,
Same
but
way.
yeah. So anyway, so I organized a comedy and like, dude, and he knows like when I roll with the posse and we bring a big group. Like we have a big following. Like we just have a big following everywhere I roll. And I've heard that from people like, well, I can never talk to you because you're unapproachable because you have people around you. But you know what? I'm real though. You can come and say hi. Like, you can come and shake my hand or whatever. I'm not stuck up. I'm not snobbish by any means because I'm no better than anybody in this room. So I make it a point to like say hi to everybody when I can. I try and remember faces, but sometimes you just can't. But anyway, so I arranged a comedy show for them at Manic Hispanic at Stir Crazy. We're gonna do it. If I couldn't convince them to do it this month, but we're gonna do it eventually. We're gonna have an event at Stir Crazy at
It's
Westgate.
hard,
It's gonna be
though.
CC on Maggie, and they're gonna go back and forth because they're funnier
But you
than
have to
shit.
set it up like
They are
this.
hilarious. It is
Unless
hilarious.
I have to make fun of the fucking
No, you're
audience,
gonna be on a
then
freaking stage, and you two can go at it however you want to
it's
do it.
hard,
But it's a
though.
10-minute
Like, I don't
script,
practice.
and they're
It's just
funny.
natural.
That shit just comes
fucking-
natural from
But
being raised
trust
up in
me
a
when I
fucked up
say this.
family.
Trust me when I say this. They are
We-
funny. It was
I know
hilarious.
That's my thing, girl. So even since I was little,
We
like,
sat there next to each other at the event, and we fucking couldn't stop
Yes.
laughing because we just couldn't stop talking
Right.
shit. But
that
it's
happens
real
all the
shit.
time.
It's
Yes.
real shit
like-
that we're
like
talking about.
literally, like when I was little and I was growing up and my my messed up upgrowing, I had 6 brothers, 4 sisters, and I was a baby. And if I didn't fight every single day, then I wasn't gonna survive. I had brothers that were ruthless, in and out of prison. You know what I mean? So it was like all I wanted was to make a joke out of it. You talk about bullies and stuff like that. Well, unfortunately, that was me. Because I got beat up at home. So you know what? I was gonna go to school and I was gonna get my ass kicked at home. So I was gonna kick your ass. So I grew up like messed up. I really did.
I did too. That's why I got pregnant just so I wouldn't get my ass beat.
But it's so funny though, because people will come into my work and they're like, "Oh, you're a." I'm like, Garcia, and they're like, and I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
How'd you get a job here? Like at the government? And I'm like, I'm not a criminal.
I am.
Shit, like,
I am.
well, I mean, yeah, I got a DUI and all that shit, you know, but whatever, you know, but it's how I grew up that makes me who I am.
But
my family makes me who I am.
But it is, and that's one of the biggest things that we have to appreciate. It's like
I do appreciate.
But the thing is like I know that all the trials and tribulations that I went through in my younger life and all the stuff that I have been through, a single mom, I have been through the beatings. I have been
beatings like a
fuck. The fucking ass beatings were like bad. Like I used to run away to just like the officer said, "Do you want to go home?" The officer said, "Do you want to go home or do you want to go to juvie?" And I was like, "I'll go to juvie." And they're like, "No,
take me to juvie, please."
And they're like, "You're going home." I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get my ass beat." Like, fuck. And so
You used to be able to do that back then. Now you can't do
I
that.
would go home and I would
But like different households were different back in the days, right?
it was
So because different households, it was like, oh, you ain't gonna be, stay in your room, or you're not gonna go with your friends. No, bitch, when you walk in the door, te voy a la madre. I'm gonna fuck you up. If it wasn't your parents fucking you up, it was gonna be your family fucking you up. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
your blood pressure's going.
And my blood
I don't
pressure's
want to
like my blood pressure's like rising and shit.
She's crossing her legs.
Anyway,
I'm glad she's crossing her legs.
So like me, like I'm not like Debbie. I'm not an entrepreneur. I literally have people come in the office and recognize my face or my laugh or my talk, and they're like, "Huh? Are you from Glendale? Or are you related to the?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yes.
I have a motto. I go to work, I fake it, and I make it.
But you know what? But that's what makes everybody who they are.
Real.
And
makes you a real
that's what
person.
It's funny because people come onto they're like, "Adela, what is your podcast about?" And I'm like,
Real people.
Yeah. Real people, real
Go
life
ahead and
situations.
define it.
Who's calling?
My brother. I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb, but he'll.
That was you. They told us to not disturb him.
I did. I put it on Do Not Disturb. But that's one of the things about my show is they're like, "Adela, what is your show about?" And it's like anything that's real and anything that's going to help the community. Yeah. If it's going to help the community, I'm bringing them on. If it's going to help, whatever as long as it fucking helps, I'm all in.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
No matter
And that's one of the biggest things about my life is that I just want to give back. I did a good long amount of time
Mhm.
where I fucked up a lot of people's lives. So that, like, for the person that I was with and the stuff that we did, it happens. But now I'm all about giving back, and I'm
Look
about
at you now, girl. Making
No.
salsa and shit.
I'm giving
Shit's
up.
bomb.
I'm like,
What's next for you?
it,
The book.
you partnering up
Yep.
with you to make shit happen.
Collaborating. Yep, that's our next meeting tomorrow.
And so to me, it's like making things happen for the community,
Mhm.
things like doing runs to different places. I don't want to just be known
The
right
next
here.
thing is
I
me
wanna-
and you getting a
If I need to ride one first.
I got a lot of people that be willing to
What
give
did
you
you
a
guys
ride.
No, girl. My
Hey,
daughter's
who's
like,
willing to give
"Don't even
Adela
think-
a back seat? I
my
know there's
daughter's
a lot
like,
of
"Don't
you out
even
there.
think you're getting a bike." I'm like, really?
No.
I'm gonna get a bike if I fucking want to.
What did you guys ask me that day? Do you ride? And I was like,
All
I
right.
do, but
X-rated.
I
Bleep, 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 bleep.
I ride, but it's like I have
But it's a
I
beautiful thing,
have
girl.
arthritis in my
Like I wish I see her ride, and her bike is the most. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. Her bike is the most beautiful fucking bike that I've ever seen in a female. Because there's a lot of bikes in the whole world,
I can't wait to
but
see
the
it.
female
It's a lot of
bike,
detail. And
hers.
it's
Look at it. If you ever see her bike, look at the
in
detail
person.
in her
Yeah.
and her ape hangers and her.
But you know why?
bags,
Because it has to
everything.
represent
It
Exactly.
represents
She,
her. It
so and
represents her.
that's one of the biggest things. So it's like when you see my salsa bottle, that shit has to be
About
Yeah.
you.
about
It's
me.
you.
Okay,
And
but if you look at her bike, it's the Aztecs. It's about, if you know everything about the Aztecs, it's her bike.
stop it, David.
David, come to an event and buy some
Salsa.
stuff.
And buy a lot of
Whatever.
drinks at Atlantis on Saturday.
We're not asking for people to buy a lot of drinks because I'm gonna have to
Yes.
serve them.
Well, that's the whole point. The tips.
Just
She's gonna have a
show
tip
up,
jar.
like fuck, like we don't have
So
to
we're
buy-
talking about all the things that we do. So you wear a lot of hats. I wear a lot of hats. So on top of that, like I also do real estate. It's like people call me today. A girlfriend of mine, like, Debbie, you do real estate?
Debbie, I
I'm
need
like,
a
girl,
house,
like
son.
I've been
in
doing
a
real
lawsuit,
estate
I'm
for
gonna buy a house.
22 years. And I don't advertise it because it's not my main source of income, but I'd like to help people that know that I like past clients or people that have called me because I'm not hard up for money. But I do like to help everybody that comes in my path and in my past. So I do help like a lot of people that are looking to buy or sell a house. So I do real estate like on the side because I've had my license 22 years. I've never seen the market the way it is. And the real estate market is a whole nother subject. I'm sure you'll probably have real estate agents.
Actually, one of the people that I was talking to earlier, they wanted to talk. They called me and they said, Adela, we want to come on your show and talk about real estate, the loans, and all this other stuff because people need to know what's out
Right.
there and how to actually get it. But it's like, bro, like it's
and
not-
honestly, it's boring because there's so many programs out there and there's so many loan officers and realtors out there. It's like for me, like it's just boring unless you're working with somebody that has been around and that knows like the ins and outs of everything and that can like work with other agents. Because like a lot of times I'll get calls from other agents, hey, you know, Debbie, you were here, So I'm very fortunate to know like a lot of the agents that I work with on the other end. So I'm very blessed. But yeah, no, that's you need to educate the community. You need to educate them on the programs because there's so many programs out there that you don't know what they have to offer unless you tell them, look, this is what you have to offer. And a lot of mortgage companies will not tell you that. So therefore, if it's you choosing this mortgage broker over another mortgage broker or lender, you need to do that because at the end of the day, it's your interests that you're looking out for, and you have to look out for your client's interests at all times.
It's like me, like I was supposed
buyer beware. It's called buyer beware.
I was gonna take out a loan on my house because I got my house when it was 120,000, and My interest rate right now is at 1.9.
Woo, you got a 1.9. I got a 2.5, and I thought that was good.
There's
I got it.
water.
Hey, here's my ring. I forgot to share my ring.
What?
Can you share an up close? Here.
That's a bad.
So I'm going to come out with these rings eventually, but that was a gift from my Denver people.
Really?
Yeah. It says Denver on it, Chicana.
Yeah, and so and
But
that's
goddamn, I want a house,
yeah.
and I hope Debbie's gonna be my real estate agent.
Of course, I got
One
you.
1.9 was my thing, and so now it's like I wanted to start renting out my house and go get another house,
Yeah.
right?
Don't
No, and I won't sell my
That's
house.
what
But
I
the
tell
thing was
people.
I sit there and I'm like looking at how much like the interest rate is. I was like, you know what?
It's high, but
I
not
might
high
live
forever.
in the hood, and I'm gonna stay there.
Right,
Yeah.
girl.
No,
Just buy a gun. Girl.
So-
It's okay.
I get a lot of those calls, Adela. I get a lot of those calls, and
We
I'm in the
come
same
over
way.
there.
I'm kind of in the hood. I'm across from Westgate,
It's my
You're giving
throat
us
dry
water?
and shit.
so I get a lot of calls
He's
because
like,
I live
"It's the
across from
sugar
Sugar is
Westgate.
my diet, right?
So I live across from an entertainment district. I bought my house pretty reasonable back in 2017. And I'm one of those persons like I don't like HOAs. I've been in HOAs all my life, but at the same time, I know where I'm at. I'm in the
Oh,
Westgate
yes.
Entertainment District area. And I bought that house knowing that eventually an entertainment district, all it does is it improves over the years. It improves across the street.
Girl, I'm
in
parking
walking
my car
distance.
at her house and going to the car.
We do that all the time. You got to come. We're going to go to a Cardinals game. We're going to tailgate. We're going to walk. And then thank you, James and Carla, because James picks us up in the golf cart and he
look it
picks
right
us
there.
up.
If you're a realtor, what?
So James will pick
What did
us
he
up.
say?
If you're a realtor, what?
You want to team up with as many mortgage brokers?
No, I don't need to. I don't need to. I'm not about the money. I'm not about the hustle. I'm not about the money. I'm about helping my people and educating them
Yes.
through the
help
process. I'm
me.
not hard up
I
for the
need
money. But some realtors, that's all they do on a full-time basis. So they need to keep things in their spool. They need to keep things just kind of going. I'm not that kind of a person. But anyways, long story short. So anyways, so I live across from Westgate. My house, I bought it as an investment. It's not all that, but it's across.
Yes, it is.
But it's a nice house. It is. And I appreciate the opportunity when I first bought it. But I'm going to keep it in my family for a reason. Because I see the potential. I see the future. That's my house for my family. So whenever I pass or whatever happens, like that's my future. I'm going to buy my forever house somewhere later. But don't let anybody tell you got to sell your house. You got to sell your house because you need that money to put towards something else. No, you don't.
First.
No, you don't.
Girl,
Sell
I'm
it. So
not
this
that
is what I'm
picky.
doing. So I got smart about it. I looked at my options. I'm going to sell it to my son because he's priced out of the market like a lot of our kids are or family members. I'm going to sell it to him and I know I'm going to hurt the market and the subdivision, but I'm going to sell it to him at a ridiculous low price. But I'm going to keep my house on the mortgage and on the deed so he can never sell it without me signing off on it. But I keep that house in my family and I get some of the equity to put towards something else.
Yeah. That's
So
what I'm
you
gonna
got to
do
you
too.
got to check all your investments. Don't just sell your house because
Like, she literally lives like right here in the stadium's
Mhm.
right there.
it's a walking distance.
It's walking distance.
But
So
don't
you
ever think
know.
that you have to sell your house to get all the equity to put towards another
this ring,
house.
babe.
Don't ever think that.
Okay?
Well,
you got to marry me?
I think we have
I'm
come to
yours.
an. Is there anything else that you could think of that you want to talk about because we're about to come to an end?
So business plan. We talked about that.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back onto
Yeah.
the show again, and we're gonna talk about the next event that we're gonna do. But we'll do that when we have all the plans together and set up. But me and Deb decided to team up to make some stuff happen for the community, and I'm blessed just to be able to be in her
Mhm.
presence, to be able to work with her because of the fact that I love the type of woman that she is,
She is.
and her crown, she wears it and she wears it very proud and
She
very
does.
high. And I respect her in so many ways. And I am very blessed to know that I'm going to get to work with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got it coming up. We're going to do
Yeah.
something marks every quarterly in a community coming near you.
If I'm still alive.
We're going to do small businesses, food trucks, car clubs, you name it. It's coming up quarterly.
Yes, ma'am. So everybody stay blessed. Thank you for joining us, and tune in next Tuesday. And don't forget Atlantis, 16th Street
Yes,
and Thomas on
we'll be there.
Saturday.
Is that a club? A
Coyote
bar,
Ugly.
a strip club? Or
It's
what?
not, what the fuck are you talking about? Strip club.
Strip club.
Where can
I
you
said Coyote
It's a bar?
Ugly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been there, but I'm anxious to
Yeah.
see
It's
it.
because I've never been there.
Are we off?
No, we're still.
Oh, we're still
No.
on. Oh,
Let's
shit.
show you your clothing.
So that
And not even everything is here. I got so much shit.
You have us under all.
But I'm
fed
picky.
up
So
and
what
shit.
I'm gonna
Bro,
do, and I didn't
you're
get to
just
say
getting
it.
us all
So what I'm gonna do for
intoxicated.
Dia de los Muertos, she's gonna have a skeleton face, and I'm gonna do a skeleton shit. And then for Christmas, she's gonna have a Santa hat with candy cane and poinsettias all over.
Girl, and you're on the next party bus because I have the connection with the party bus.
We did a party bus.
Yes, you are, girl.
No, it was like 30 people on this.
No.
We called the
Okay.
sexy Santa. So all the
You
girls
better
wear
start
sexy
buying
Santa
your
outfits.
party bus
Oh my God.
shit.
Girl,
I'm
I got so
in.
many things. Like, you
Okay?
have no idea.
Because that shit was off the chain.
But hopefully
Yes.
we'll be building money with the